Shamps and giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and giggles back for 2024. Oh my lord.
We're back from the break. Just absolutely phenomenal. We do have in the building Morizon, and as you can see the tagline there, empowering unity worldwide. Mervin Cadette is with us. He's really going to be talking to us regarding the Morizon platform. And just to be clear, Mervin has come from a background of family, football, and finance. One of his statements is that finances dominate many people's lives as they spend a lifetime in hot pursuit of cash abundance. And he has great news to share. Money is all around us. It just involves getting educated on how money flows. They've got the backing of Visa, the same Visa that's on your debit card or your credit card, right? Yeah, them. They have the backing of Visa. They're doing amazing things around the world, here, and as I understand it, also in Africa. This is going to be a phenomenal hour talking with Mervin about the amazing development of this Morizon product and how it's empowering Black communities. And of course, as you know, Shamps Giggles is history, news, and reviews from a Black perspective. So that's our focus. So Mervin, it's just phenomenal to have you with us.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Thank you for the intro. I'm fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, good talking to you earlier.
Yes.
A few thank yous. I mean, thank you for Anthony Moyes for exposing Shamps and Giggles to myself. Got to say a special thank you to yourself for having me as well.
Yes.
But yeah, like you said, there's some exciting people on today's list, and we're very fortunate to have the Morizon owners on the call today. I just saw them on the call, which is really exciting.
Big up to the Morizon owners. What are their names, by the way? I mean, because we're really going to talk the things today.
Sure.
What's their name?
Amanda Joseph.
Amanda, okay.
Yeah. Morizon CEO.
Okay.
And Mr. John Bennett is the Morizon COO.
Okay, so we got the CEO and the COO in the building. Okay,
It's a lucky day, man.
Yeah, it's good to hear that. But you know what's amazing is because you sent me a couple of these, one of the promotional videos.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. I think I had seen this because it had been sent to me in past time. Now, obviously, I don't know how much bandwidth this bad boy takes. Would it be reasonable to show it now?
Which one are you referring to, Joseph?
And let me just show you. It looks like the same as your background. It's that one.
Okay, fantastic. That's a great start.
Yeah, it is a great start. And then, of course, adding to your intro, this will follow on to whatever you're gonna tell us. We'll just share the things right now, and then Mervin's gonna just fill us in on all the details.
I'll fill it in.
And I think it feels to me like we're gonna be listening to a really good story. And
absolutely,
I'm excited already. Let's just play the things. There we go.
The Morizon prepaid Visa card has been created to financially empower any community across the world through our profit-sharing program, which will help them to thrive due to the continuous funding they will receive, simply by their community members using our Morizon Visa cards to pay their household bills or to purchase products and services in shops, stores, and business establishments. Any community we approve will automatically start receiving 27% cashback from the total amount of transaction profits we earn from their entire community using our Visa cards, which will be payable to them on a quarterly basis. This could potentially earn small or large communities many thousands of pounds every month that can be used to purchase more community facilities or community services without the constant hassle of raising funds directly from their members or other sources. Morizon welcomes communities from all walks of life to join our profit-sharing program. This includes religious communities, humanitarian communities, sporting communities, and football clubs, together with an array of networking communities all over the world. So join our profit sharing program today and start living the Morizon way.
Wow. Morizon prepaid Visa card. Come on, Mervin, talk please.
Well,
how did this all begin?
I think, you know, Joseph, it's really good to go through all the details, but I want to just maybe align people to where and how I got involved with Morizon. I mean, can you see my shirt I'm sporting?
Yeah, I can see your shirt.
All right. Have you heard of Team Rhino?
I'm hearing it now.
Team Rhino is an African football team that have had a 9-10 year journey that now play in the highest level of football in the Gambia. So wow. it's a team that I part own in the Gambia. Yeah, right. I love football.
And you part own the team?
I part own the Team Rhino, yeah.
Wow, well done, mate.
So really, you know, I came across the CEO and COO of Morizon when I personally had a need. Because as that video describes, it's about finding a corporation, a person who has a funding need. And I'm sure you'd agree that a lot of organizations, communities, charities have a funding need. So when I got to speak to John and Amanda, what was great was they focused on hearing what my need was. And because I'm a bit football mad, I've been self-funding Team Rhino for the last 10 years and traveling to Gambia. I travel to Gambia probably 3 times a year now.
No way. Carry me in your suitcase. Carry me in your suitcase. Lord of mercy.
There's 2 people in there already, so I can probably squeeze them over. But yeah, you know, we got talking, and essentially, when I spoke about my need for support, it was great that video really describes how they explained how Morizon works and how it actually can fund, you know, charity. So with my football plans, I'm building a stadium in the Gambia, you know. And it's funny, your eyes went up high, but it's funny, I shared it with a lot of people, and yes, you're right, people are surprised. Build a stadium as if it's unbelievable. But you know what was nice was when I met John and Amanda from Morizon, they welcomed the idea like it was bread and butter.
Yeah.
They said, Mervin, absolutely, we can help you build a stadium. So really, that community video was really showing that really through our community profit sharing, you know, program, I can build a stadium. Yeah.
Hey, I swear to God, when you said you can build a stadium, I'm like, I'm in. What can I do? I mean, no, seriously, you got to have big dreams.
Sorry?
You've got to have big dreams.
Absolutely.
Big dreams pull you along, don't they?
They drive you.
It becomes a driving force to where, right, to make it. If you don't have a big dream, forget about it, man. Why wait?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I love the.
Give the dream to someone else. Give the dream to someone who's going to get up passionate every morning about doing something. I mean, come on, building a stadium. Let's go. God.
Exactly. Let's go. And if you're not building your dream, you're probably building someone else's dream, which might not be a bad thing, but you know what? We're here for a purpose. So yeah, I'm building a stadium.
So,
but let me give you the science.
Morizon spoke to your needs regarding building a stadium. That was your hook, man. Because wow. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, it was the obvious question was how? And just to go on one point, before I sort of give you the science part about how the money is created, the point you made at the start, Visa. It's great that you can mention Visa because you can dispel any lack of trust, because a lot of people don't wake up and go, do I trust Visa? It's inherent, you know. Visa have over 3 billion people using their Visa debit cards, you know. Yeah. So whether we like it or not, you, I, the audience, people that will see this information, there you go.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere. I've got probably 3 of them.
Right.
So really, you know, here's some numbers, Joseph. Here's some numbers. Visa had in excess of $12 trillion worth of transactions in the last 12 months. Yeah, I mean, I'm throwing numbers out there and people will go, how do I relate to that? Well, that's about $500 million a day, 7-day week. So what for me, you know, being a bit detailed, that's important because it's a massive market. It's a massive market. Banking is the biggest business in the world. and Morizon's part of it. Yeah, partnering with Visa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're in.
So that card you used, Joseph, when was the last time you used your card?
No, but I just showed you. I use it all the time.
Okay, but
Put
did you use it
petrol
today?
in the vehicle, pay the bills,
Yeah.
going to Sainsbury's, all the time.
Fantastic.
All the time.
So what petrol did you buy today or recently?
I don't know, Shell, BP, I don't care. I just need fuel for my van. Pull in there, fill it up, and the van drives. I'm happy. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Joseph, let's give an example then. Basically, you went to Shell petrol station, you fill up with petrol, 20, 50, £100.
£100.
Let's say it was £100.
£100 a clip. £100, that's what it is, £100 a clip every week.
Fill it up.
Every week.
But Joseph, what I'll do, let me talk through an example of how that money is generated, because people are probably curious how it's generated. So you spend £100 using Shell.
Every week.
Basically, when you spend that £100, you buy your petrol, you drive off.
Right.
But the merchant pays a fee, normally around 2%. We don't see it. It's all part of the processing in the background. Right. Because Morizon are the card holder or the card issuer and Visa are the network, that 2% of the £100 typically is now split between Visa and Morizon. With me so far? Yeah. So when that fee comes to us, as part of that community profit sharing video, Morizon are giving away 30% of their gross profits based on transactions from a particular community.
All right, so right there, I've already done the numbers in my head. That's huge in the sense of Visa, as you said, how many, it's not even millions.
12, in excess of 12 trillion.
Trillions. Visa's doing, but you see, they had that picture in mind so many years ago because they're only taking 2% of each transaction. So I spend £100, 2%. £2 goes to Visa.
That's right.
Of course, if you got 1 billion people doing that £2, that £2 becomes significant.
Absolutely.
And of course, Visa, been around a long time, long enough to do trillions of transactions, taking 2% a time equates to, as you say, billions of pounds. Because obviously, two pounds out of 100 means nothing. But what Visa have done, they've looked at the long term. So clearly, in my mind, what I'm thinking is what you have done, in sense of you're building a stadium. If you fill that stadium, how many thousand do you expect to be in that stadium?
Well, 10 to 15,000.
If you build that stadium, let's use a round number of 10,000. And they're all using the Verizon, the Morizon card.
Yeah.
And you're getting a share of the 2% from 10,000 people. And of course, where in the video they were saying about funding projects, right there, you've got there's some money coming in off that back right there. I mean,
absolutely.
If every week they're using that in the stadium and to buy the tickets and so on and so forth, there's a stream of income that can enable you to pay for the football team.
Yeah, it's not as you know, it's not a one-off income either. It's a perpetual, continuous income as long as you're tapping your card. But that example is quite good because, again, you know, with John and Amanda's idea, they were dissatisfied about the distribution of wealth because banks make a lot of money. Banks make a lot of money. So imagine, like you say, you build a stadium. People are tapping a card as they normally would do. Why not tap a card? Why not make payments with a card that pays you back? That's what they're doing. And also, something else, in the stadium, let's say people are using the Morizon card or any other card. Morizon are also going to deploy in about 2 or 3 months their own gateway, a bit like PayPal. So PayPal is where in the background there are processes going on to help you transact. So imagine you've got a gateway like PayPal. It doesn't matter what card you use because the background software is a Morizon gateway or a Morizon, you know, equivalent PayPal. They get the same 30% share going out to the community, the nominated community. So in my example, it would be my football team.
Right. Wow. So providing they're using that Morizon prepaid card, right?
Well,
so the card say Morizon.
Joseph, so at the moment, if I tap, I'm using Morizon's card, they make profits. The profits share between Visa and Morizon. But on the gateway, imagine a spider. A spider's head will be the gateway. Yeah. And the 8 legs would be 8 different cards. So in that scenario, any card going through Morizon's gateway, they still qualify for the 27% that will be paid back to the community. So we have a card, a physical card and a virtual card, but a gateway like PayPal enables us to actually be in the middle of the transaction as well. So that in that scenario, any card you could use goes through the Morizon gateway. Morizon get paid, they pay the community.
So the amazing thing about this, then, we're talking it's a community venture. By the way, let me just read out for the audience here. Shams and Giggles, our mission statement is just that, by the way. Shams and Giggles are avid supporters of Black businesses, entertainment, and community, building an infrastructure that enable our community, our businesses, and our entertainers to thrive.
Yes.
So when you're talking about this card, you're talking about a community. So it's not about the one-man band. It's not about 10 people, 20 people. You're talking about a community endeavor where 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 million people are using this card. And that's like having the vision of Visa, which they had way back in the day, which has now come to fruition where there's trillions of transactions.
That's right.
If an entire community, let's say 1,000, 2, 5, 10,000 people are using this card, just in their everyday expenses, that might be per week, say 10,000 people, keeping the number simple, that could be £1 million of transactions, of which 2% goes to Visa.
Well, sorry, 2%. Remember, 2% is generated, but now, let's say
2% becomes 20,000, and we're talking a weekly basis, just for use of numbers. So that's 20,000, 2% of $1 million, and 2% is generated, and then Morizon gets
out of that money generated, Morizon get the lion's share of that split, but the profits are shared now between Visa and Morizon. But as Morizon are the card issuer, they get the lion's share of that profit.
So and in percentage, what is that percentage?
Roughly 70%.
70, flipping up.
Yeah,
that's really good. So of 20,000, Morizon gets 70. Wow, that's good. 70%. That's 14,000 out of the 20. So of 1 million people, the drink hasn't kicked in yet. Of 1 million people, not million, of £1 million that we spend, and that's like 10,000 people. 10,000, you don't have to spend much. If there's 10,000 people, you're only spending like £1,000, right? And that's for everyday bills.
Yes.
That's just every day, your petrol, your rent, your mortgage, or whatever, you can pay all,
etc.
Yeah.
Flights, clothes for the wife.
So they get 14,000 per week. 14,000 per week. And they can give that money then back to help the community.
Absolutely. So Joseph, we have on the Morizon site.
That's amazing.
Joseph, on the Morizon site, morizonltd.com, it actually gives an example. Do you want to go to it now? It gives an example. Oh, thank you, Tony. Of the community program. It gives you a breakdown about the profit sharing. But essentially, number one was very important. We needed our own financial institution, somewhere we could actually transact on. But more importantly, we had to have people that wanted to care about the community. Yeah, because banks make a lot of money. It's just unfairly distributed. So they took 3 years, John and Amanda, to get to where they are, which is historic. Yeah, because their USP is community. So the second part was, okay, they got the financial institution in place. Now it's about, okay, getting a profit sharing program in place to pay communities back. So they're willing to give away 30% of Morizon's gross profits. So in the football example, it's, I've got a team, I've got players, they need equipment, they need facilities, they need infrastructure. So essentially, I've got my fans, I've got people that want to support the football team. I say, I don't need your money. Just change your bit of plastic. Whatever plastic you're using now, if you use this bit of plastic, you know what? Profits will be shared and I can build that stadium. So people are supporting that venture. So I've got mental health communities, I've got football communities, I've got church communities. I've got a lady that wants to build a mental health organization and committee. I've got a staging company where they want to go around and actually, let's say beautify houses that are dilapidated. So there are many different communities, but they all have one thing in common: they lack funding. We're not about, Morizon's not about credit or debit. It's helping people realize that, you know what, when you shop, you empower Shell in your scenario. For example, when you go to Zara, Joseph, and you buy something, the merchant pays that profit. When you go to Asda, the merchant is paying the profit. So in my bio, it was accurate. Money is all around us. All we're doing now is redirecting profits back to the community to do good things.
So you're channeling it, really. We're just being
That's right.
focused in our use of funds.
Yeah.
This is an amazing story, and let me just show the community the website.
Yeah.
MorizonLTD.com.
Yeah. If you're on the homepage,
doing 5 million small business enterprises, 150,000 UK female startups. It's just going on. 1 billion unbanked population. They've done their numbers.
Absolutely. The SDGs are the Sustainable Development Goals. So they relate to really the 17 key humanitarian causes that are still issues that shouldn't be issues today: lack of water, lack of food. So if you click on those, it may give you more details.
You're not allowed to click, no.
Right. Okay. So it highlights basically all the area that need money and need funding. On a global scale. I'm getting some notes to discuss other stuff, but we'll do the community stuff first, and we can discuss other projects. But this is one key project that Morizon are fronting. The community profit sharing program.
Small and SMEs, small, medium businesses,
enterprises.
Yeah, enterprises, and we support them, offering packages to help them. But really, the Morizon, let's just get this straight. It's not for the individual. It's for group leaders.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but as a card in itself, there are benefits for the individual user. Like, for example, the fact that you're a card holder, you'll be put into a prize draw to win a bag of money once a month. There are individual initiatives as well as community initiatives as well. So for individuals to use it as well.
Now, so talk to us a bit about the profit share.
Sorry, Joseph?
Talk to us about the profit share, because hang on a minute, look, it says adverse or no credit history, Visa card apply below, no credit checks. What's that about?
So do you want to go to you're on home, and if you scroll to the community, if you click on community program.
Click on community program. Right, we're on the Morizon website. We've clicked on the community program.
Brilliant.
There you go.
Okay. So the maths that you were walking through, if you go to the right-hand side where it says how does it work, if you go down to the fourth option, how does it work? So you just crunching some numbers there. So again, it gives you a nice numbers example of a community size, spending power, how much is generated per member, and then how much the community gets. Because I mentioned before, Joseph, about helping the community. Now, I mentioned 30%. So typically the model would be the referrer would get 3% because they refer the community. So that's 3% of the gross profits generated by the community. But the 27% goes to the community treasurer to hopefully build that stadium, build that community hall, etc. So if you're a referrer, which you can be, you can actually make some money for the individual as well. Yeah. So the criteria to be a community leader and to get involved in this is you got to be a legal company entity. So when you go through this actually registration, which is free, you have to be a company. So for example, an LLC, a PLC, a charity, sole trader. Yeah, because you don't want to. That's right. Yeah, you don't want to give money out to just anybody willy-nilly. As a regulated banking entity, they need to actually show that they're paying money to established companies.
Right. Now we're really talking things, because Mervin, I'm really glad that you've come on, because along the way people had views and ideas which wasn't like pyramid and da 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 da, which just it didn't make no sense. And the card actually says Visa
just like my nationwide card, which I just showed you, says Visa on it, right?
Yeah.
That the Morizon card, have you got one?
I've got a virtual card.
Yeah, well, there you are, virtual or otherwise.
So,
it's still a card.
yeah.
But the Morizon card also has, so in other words, nationwide, there you go, he's on his phone, nationwide likely some relationship with Visa, and likely nationwide the bank gets something back from Visa with regard to that 2%, just like Morizon is going to get something back.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, with Morizon, not greedy, they're saying we're going to use what we get back to empower the community.
Yes, and the community program is one example, because like we were covering there, your nationwide is the card issuer, the Morizon company is the card issuer, Barclays, HSBC, they're the card issuer. What they all have in common, they're linked to a network to enable transactions to happen, basically. So that's what funds the actual profit sharing. But again, because that simple model works, it works for many things. Morizon have 2 key housing projects. Should we discuss those now?
Yeah, of course. It's part of the things, mate.
Let's go into it. Well, let's go to my favorite one. Okay, if you type in Ebony Villas, all one string, ebonyvillas.com. When you get there, we can talk a bit about it.
By the way, we got to mind the bandwidth, because we're on Zoom and we don't want our connection to disappear because we're looking at multiple websites.
Oh, okay. So I could always share if you get challenges, yeah. So if you pause on that screen there, Joseph, what's really important to know is African repatriation homes rent free for life. Yeah. So just want to remind everybody why we can offer rent free for life is because of the model and mechanism as to how Morizon generate their profits. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Just to give you high level numbers, people spend £1,000 to £2,000 a month, utility bills, out for meals, petrol, etc. Yeah. Because we know when it's been calculated how much profits are generated, they're making about £30 based on their normal everyday shopping. That £30 is used to enable us to build these homes in Africa. So Ebony Villas is about building 1.2 million homes, 200,000 homes in each of 6 different African countries. So there are homes going to be built in Lesotho in South Africa, Egypt, Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and in Nigeria. And we've got a few more countries that they're in negotiations with to actually share again the opportunities. So this is what powers the rent-free accommodation.
Wow. Hold on. Wait. Rent-free. Now, if it's rent-free for life, is that based on the inhabitants of the property must use the Morizon card to pay for their food bill, rent-free, but you still got your electricity, your gas.
Joseph,
and I know in Gambia, electricity is not cheap.
Right? Yeah, I've been
so therefore, you get it rent-free, but you have to use your Morizon card to fund, to pay for all your activities. Is that?
It's a key prerequisite. Actually, as part of
But it makes sense, though. I'm not saying it.
Absolutely,
it does make sense.
Yeah.
So in other words, these are who are just extorting trillions from people. They're giving a little something back, but actually that little something can be used, and we can make something of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, people will have to use that card as a key prerequisite because it generates their income to maintain and actually keep these homes looking pristine. So in this scenario, these are going to be, will they be using solar? Absolutely. There's lots of technologies that will be applied, for the homes. But these are 4 bedroom, 4 big bedroom houses with a pool as well. So basically, in each of those 6 countries, people go to the site. We have classes to actually get them subscribed. So to apply for it, you have to go through an eligibility criteria. Now, it has been named repatriation for a reason, because we are targeting people from Black origin. Yeah. So the detail, again, you can go through the checker. By all means, you can go to it, top right-hand corner, Joseph.
This joint tenancy checker.
That's fine. Yeah, you can just click on that because there's detail. Yeah, so you can see there's a quick checker. Give you an example of the questions that we'll be asking. You can go. You can go ahead. Actually,
where is Amanda? Where are they?
sorry.
I'm loving Amanda and John. Amanda, are they here in the room?
Let's have a look. They're on the call. What do you want to say? Hi. I'm not sure if they're here.
No, I just want to say, because they're here, I just want to say, absolutely amazing. The dream is phenomenal.
Yeah, we're here, guys.
We are here.
We are
Hey,
here.
Oh, you
I don't
are
know
here.
if
Oh, look, there he is. Lord of his
I can't
mercy.
see.
Yes.
I can't
Look,
see ourselves.
guys.
Oh, there we go. There we go. See, we're just out here in sunny Grenada, living it up.
Oh, you're in
Hey, John.
Grenada living it up.
Yeah.
Respect
Yeah.
you. There
Good
you are.
evening, everybody.
So we
Lovely
didn't
to
expect
see
to be
them.
called on to the call, so excuse the attire. But yeah, we're here.
No. Hey, you live in the dream. You're in good company here, Rude Boy. I'm telling you, you're in good company.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
you know
you.
what? The
Well,
project that you're doing is absolutely phenomenal. You know what? One of the things is dream big. It's always said dream big, dream big. What is very, very clear here is that you guys have got a dream that's just way out.
Yeah.
And that's obviously based on your journey in life. You've seen things. Clearly, you've seen things. And what? You got a dream to build 1.2 million homes? And
Look, I will say this. I will say this. There was a time when we were building pyramids so accurately and so beautifully that they thought aliens did it. Now we're just talking about houses. So this is not a step up. This is a step down from where we were thousands of years ago. Yeah. Although it seems big now, you know, there's many things that we can do bigger. The main thing is not the houses that we're concentrating. That's just to bring the people to the party. When the children are on those developments, they will be schooled correctly. You're not going to be hearing about Christopher Columbus and nonsense like that. You're going to be hearing about all the black people that we've had as heroes that hasn't been sung. Their praises haven't been sung. Many people don't even know Abraham Lincoln was a dark-skinned black man. I mean, that's how ridiculous our education system is. Queen Elizabeth I, black woman. Queen Sophia Charlotte, the first Queen of England, black woman. You know, the person who set up the first square mile of London. That was what's his name?
Septimus Severus.
Yeah, a black Roman Empire. Yeah. You know, when you see things in England, when you see at a place called Moorgate, that's because that's the city centres where the Moors used to rule. Roughly about 13th, 14th century, they start to whitewash everything. England is our country. It's our country. And these are the kind of things people don't actually know. So we've learned
America.
We've learned how to use the financial systems. And we haven't reinvented the wheel. We're just profit sharing. That's all we're doing. We're just using the same profits that any other bank that will generate by you using their cards and services. But we're going to be doing it ethically, where we're going to be building. Now, let me tell you how that is, just really briefly.
That system against them, not against them, but you're playing in the same league and you're saying, you know what, we're going to run past them. If it's horses in the race,
and why not?
Yeah, we had a slow start, but we're gone.
And why not? Because they're giving us the business plan. You know, a lot of people are moaning about how we've been treated, but that's a business plan to know how to get out of the mess too. So we're just using it back on them. Yeah, first of all, you've got to get the community to pool their resources together. Then you've got to look for countries that are low-income countries to build in. Africa, someone working 3 months will be equivalent of someone working 1 day in the UK, wage-wise. 1 day to 3 months, you know, in somewhere like Gambia. So if you look at how that is, we can take advantage of that in a positive way and build not only just for us, from the diasporans, but also for the locals.
Correct.
Wow. Yeah, you want to add to that, Mother?
So that's what Morizon is all about. We're all about, we looked at the financial system that we have, and we all complain about it. So we said, well, we need to start our own. It's about, it is quite a difficult road, and it has been. I mean, Ebony Villas has been in 3 years in the planning to make sure that it's a perfect system, so that when people do leave the West and go back there, they don't have to return if they don't want to. And that's why it's available to just about anybody. We've kept the price extremely low. We could have charged thousands.
It's rent-free for life.
Yeah.
And I heard you mention electricity as well. Look, we'll be using a wide range of Nikola Tesla technologies, which is actually Egyptian, or I should say Mitzrayim.
You're talking fast. You're talking Nikola Tesla. He said Nikola Tesla. Okay,
that's correct. So we're talking about a lot of the energies that we'll be having is free energy. You won't have to pay for a lot of it. The water systems we're using, I'm actually contacting the company already. We're pulling water out the air. People don't know about these systems. And I'll tell all your listeners to go onto YouTube and tap in water system that pulls water out the air, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Well,
When it comes to
to be
building houses, we'll
fair,
be using 3D building technology, we'll be using AI robot building technology, but then at the same time, we'll be having the locals learning that technology and implementing it themselves as well, and obviously doing the finishes on the houses and the apartments that we're building. This is very, very, very cost effective. Even after we finish building, we still got that same residual income coming in month on month, year on year. So all we have to do really is get the people. We built the train, it's on the track. Everyone just needs to get on and let's go for a ride. It's as simple as that. But we know there's a trust element in our community. So we're going to take it slowly. Whenever everybody's ready, we're ready. Yeah, but we have the system in place. It generates more than enough money, as Mr. Cadette just demonstrated, and beyond, because that's the front end money. Imagine what we do with the profits in the back end. You get me? Yeah, so there's more than enough money to go around for this. We just have to come together, like what all the prophets have been telling us all over the world for centuries. Just get together, pool our finances together. And
in that way, it will stay in our communities, because with Morizon, especially with Ebony Villas, we'll be tapping in to the residents who apply for the homes for all the skills we need to make sure that development runs. So all the shops, businesses will all be either the residents or locals from the country that we're going to. And then that way we're all buying from each other, we're funding each other. So we start to create our own economies, just like all other nations have done in the world.
So if we take a simple seamstress right now that's been trying to get their own brand of clothing out there, now you could be getting millions of orders from our community. Someone who makes simple chairs, you know, how much chairs do we need in our apartments? Sofas, rugs, curtains. You know, these are businesses that we'll be ordering from, not just us, but the residents.
And turn them into multi-million pound companies overnight.
Overnight, literally. So, you know, the systems we're using, the technologies we're using, and just the moralness of the whole thing, this time is right. And I would say the last thing, I don't want to take too much of the call, I'll say the last thing is that, you know, many people always keep on saying, well, how can we do this, you know, as a structure? And you know why they fail? Because they always want to do it under some kind of religious banner or some kind of community banner that others don't really want to join. I'll give you an example. Respectfully, any nation, I'm not having a go at them, but let's say the Nation of Islam came up with this. Would a Christian join that? Let's say a Christian came up with this. Would the Nation of Islam join that? Do you know what I mean? Would Buddhists join it because you're from a different religion? So we've taken away that barrier and just kept it purely financial and just concentrating on everybody's spiritual beliefs is their own, and that's their own private business. But we shouldn't be bringing that into business because it separates us when we try and do that. We need to be concentrating around one simple, humble debit card. Just get around that. And I'm telling you something, you will see, and I'm not talking about a long period of time, within the first few years, you will see such a turnaround in this Black community. It will spin your head because it's perpetual finances coming in. Doesn't matter even if Visa pulls out. We don't care. We can switch to many other different debit cards overnight. You know, the whole system's there. It's in place. We're just using what's already there to empower our community. And I think it's great. And I really hope everybody just, you know, checks us out and get on board. Yeah.
Excellent.
No,
Thank you.
That's absolutely phenomenal. And really, I love your input. I love the energy. And of course, the vision is beautiful. The vision is absolutely beautiful. And
I mean, imagine not having to educate your family, your child when they come home from school.
That's right.
You know, I mean, how much of our Black people... Yeah, look at how annoying that is. I mean, there was one time my child came home from school and he came with a little letter. In fact, the letter came from the door from his teacher saying, "Well done for your role in playing a slave master." This is the kind of stuff they're doing in school. I had to get the whole thing taken off the curriculum, you know, and, you know, these are the kind of things. And then they depower us all the time. Anything we've done that's great seems to be a mystery. Oh, aliens did it. You know, but anything anybody else does, it's all documented. Where's our documents for who built those pyramids? Where are they? Right. They have them there. I can tell you that straight. And it was you and I that built them. Right. We're not stupid people.
Yeah. So it's all about.
What do you make of the Russia situation when they revealed all the Black people in the temples and the...
It's nothing we didn't know for a very, very long time. And there's a lot more that they've got down there. The Vatican has over 40 miles of old scriptures, books, documents, all underneath the Vatican City, literally there. So there's so much more that they've taken from us. And that's what a lot of slavery was about. It was about our knowledge and our technology. That's what it really was about.
The first thing I would say is that, listen to the word, the library. That's where they have them. What's the word break down to? That's where the lies are buried. The library. They have so much documents under there, and not just documents, they have technologies. I can guarantee you that thousands of years ago, we were using mobile phones, laptop computers, and all kinds of things, helicopters, planes, just like it is today. Not in abundance, because obviously the population of the planet is bigger now, but the technology was always there. And I challenge anyone to go and look at it.
Yeah, there's
everything that's been invented has been invented by us, but tweaked by other nations. And then it's got sort of given to them to say they're the ones taking the credit for it. That's our technology. And it has been.
His mercy.
Yeah, it goes. The rabbit hole. The rabbit hole goes so deep. The rabbit hole goes really deep, I should say. And for those of us that's unfortunately buried into I don't want to disrespect anyone, but for those ones that what happened to our background here? Did our background just change? Anyway, I'm not sure what happened there at all. I think
carry on.
There you go. Yeah. So that for those who are buried into religious organizations and so forth, fine, stay there. That's where you're happy. Be happy, but get the facts, because I can tell you one thing: a lot of things that's been said in Scripture has not been recorded. It's been recorded completely incorrectly. Of course, the oppressors, whilst oppressing us, is not going to give us information that's good for us, is it? No, so we're supposed to be learning the languages that Jesus actually spoke, Muhammad spoke. All these people that we are now relying on a translation from a nation that was having us enslaved at the time and thinking it's correct information. I'm not saying spirituality isn't correct, but we have to really address these things and stop dividing ourselves. We're Muslim, we're Christian, we're this, we're that. It's all they're using it. We're making it easy for them to use it as a tool of device. And that's what the problem is. Yeah.
They brainwashed us. They have brainwashed us. Come on.
Hypnotized.
It was necessary to do.
Yeah, we're hypnotized.
You can't take over a nation without doing that.
Well, in fact, if I
we know the business plan now, right?
Well, well, you said they brainwashed us, but if I tell you the word church, one of the root words is Serche, and that means that's a goddess who's famous for hypnotizing people to act like animals.
Hypnotized, Lord have His mercy. Look, it's
it goes deep.
It
goes very deep.
It goes. It's the rabbit hole is super deep. But what we're trying to do is, first of all, just get people into the right community, into the right headspace. Get our schools. We're too damaged as adults. We need to get to the children. The children need to be learning exactly what the world was and is, and not some delusional dream that we were running around in the jungle while somebody else next door was building pyramids. Of course, we built that, and we've got to get back to that thinking to know that we can do anything that we want to do.
We're amazing people.
We keep on really saying that they do this, they do that. They are just showing you a business plan. Use it. This is the business plan. We can see that they control us with a financial system. So what do? Get a financial system. Fight a titan with a titan, and that's what we do here. Yeah, and for the listeners who are listening to this, that actually that really resonates with you. People like you, we need to join. I wouldn't call it a struggle, because there's no struggle. This is quite easy to do. There is nothing more easier to do than just to stop buying from certain people. Yeah, you go into a shop, Asian shop, and they disrespect you.
To be fair, we buy, and this is what they've done. They have made buying very convenient. I mean, today, for example, I went into a Tesco, and I knew there was a Tesco or Sainsbury's for my lunch. They do the meal deal. I knew there was a Tesco or Sainsbury's around somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And they've made it easy for you to buy from them. That's what they've done. It's made it very convenient, very simple, and in my mind, I said to myself, what they've done, because you get these local Tesco's, Morrison's, Sainsbury's, they're everywhere now. They've come in and you remember the local corner shop was an Indian man, innit? Basically, they've come in and they've said, we're going to put you out of business. So now, obviously, a lot of people are going to these local Tesco's and Sainsbury's and whatnot, and the Indian man, where's he left? He's left on the side. Forget the black man. We didn't even have a corner shop. We were just spending. So here it is now. We've got a Morizon card where we can go in any shop and give back to our community. I think that is the message. Right?
I think the best result that I see from that is that same shop is going to be the one that's paying for your house to be built.
Right.
All the places you shop now, the petrol stations, the supermarkets, the night out at the clubs, these are, whenever you use your Morizon card in those establishments, they have to pay a fee to us. Morizon and Visa, obviously. So now you're using them to actually build. We're using them to build your houses. The money isn't coming from your pocket, individuals' pockets. You will not have access to that money. You will not even know about that money even existing. It goes straight to Visa and then obviously straight to the card issuer thereafter. So
Wow.
we're not even asking people to take money out of their own pockets. Yes, a small fee to join the platform and so forth, but nothing like huge amounts of money like when you're trying to get a mortgage.
Well, if I tell you about joining the platform, you're not just paying a registration fee or an admin fee, you're purchasing shares in the actual company. So as we grow and as we build, that share price is going up and up and up to the point when the first wave of people move in, those shares will be worth over £600. Now, that gives them a start in Africa of £90,000. Now, anybody who's on welfare benefits, whether you've got a great job, whether you've got no job, you can afford to get on this program and get into a 4-bedroom home with a swimming pool, bring your children for the best education they're ever going to receive in their life, so that the next generation knows what this is about, and it'd be hard to bamboozle them. That's what we're building.
Yes.
So as Morizon and Ebony Villas grows, every year those shares pay out dividends also.
So the shares at the moment,
they might not own the home, but they own shares in the whole company as a whole.
So the shares at the moment start at, for Ebony Villas, for instance, is at £3 per share. Well, by the time we finish the developments, that's going up to over £600 per share, which you can sell on our own private Morizon share exchange, and that will be available soon. Now, that's, as Amanda just said, making your profit of about £90,000. You can use that money now to help furnish your apartment or furnish your home, buy yourself a car, and so forth. We got to start thinking like community. For instance, if someone today came up with out the black community came with a really good idea for a car, and let's say we had 30,000 people, let's say 50,000 people that was interested in buying that car. What car manufacturer on this planet Earth is going to refuse an order of 50,000 cars? You see? All we have to do is order it together, pool together. And this is how nations are moving ahead of us. But we have nothing to unite around, because every single time we try and do it, they try to do it under an umbrella of a religious organization or some kind of organization that not everybody would like to join. We're just neutral. We're Switzerland here in that respect.
No, but we're just uniting around money. Really, basic. That's what it is. It's money and how we use the money. And of course, they talk about the black pound. By joining forces on a Morizon card, the background is really like a microscope in the sun. You know, when you focus it as a beam, it gets really hot. I mean, can make things happen. Like, wow, this makes a big difference to what I've been explaining to, because you're explaining on a freaking massive scale. Let's just be very clear. This is a massive 1.2 million homes, right? And all of what that entails, right, as you break it down, huge. When somebody talks to you about, oh, you get the Morizon card, and you know, anybody you introduce, you get a percentage of it. It makes it sound like a pyramid. That is not the way to sell the program. It's really, really not. I mean, the profit sharing isn't for an individual. It's not to do with the individual. It's a community project. This is for community leaders to come in, you know, people that have, if you're on a TikTok and you've got 10,000 followers and you can get the 10,000 people to start using the Morizon card, it's for you. It's not for them individual followers to try and say, oh, look, if I introduce a friend, I'll get a little cut. It's not for you. This is and I think Mervin said it, you have to be a registered business. Right?
That's correct.
Company.
Yeah, a registered company or a sole trader is fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not for the individual. So the individual may look at it as a pyramid, and I get it because they don't really understand business. But a business, a company that has obviously contact and communication with multiple people, basically that company, for that company, it's another revenue stream, right? Which
that's right.
The main goal is really for the purpose of building this huger, much huger complex, which 1.2 million homes throughout Africa, that provides its inhabitants with rent-free accommodation, all based on them using a card backed by Visa, which comes from Morizon.
Exactly. I think I just saw a question there from Leisha. Let me just explain. It's nothing to do with network marketing. Imagine if someone started a utility company today, let's say a gas company, and they gave you an incentive for referring a friend to open a gas company, a utility account with that particular company. That is it.
Just a referral.
It's just a referral program to help people to earn a little bit of money along the way. It's nothing to do with like, you know, how much levels deep and this, and it's just literally just saying, okay, you refer someone to the platform. As a thank you, we say, here's something for you to refer that person, that one person. That person refers someone else, you're not getting nothing off that. It's just plain and simple. So, and as you said, it funds huge infrastructures. That's what our communities has the problem with, isn't it? It's infrastructure. We don't own anything, which is why we have no say over anything.
Isn't it vision? I mean, the vision you put out there, just like, wow, got me sitting up on my chair. I'm like, I'm interested. You know what I mean? Because look at it. It's not about the card. No, come on now. When it was first explained to me, it was about the card and you get a little, I weren't interested. But what you've come out and you've said, here we're building 1.2 million homes where the inhabitants can live rent free. They're using the card, which is fueling it. But then also, there's shares. £3 per share if you get in now. When it's built up, is £600. Am I getting too excited? It's £600 per share, which is like 1, 2, 3. How many hundredfolds of profit? Come on.
That's correct.
Yeah. But Joseph, you mentioned community. I mean, remember, community is made up of many individuals. So the football example is quite good. When a football club takes this on from the company, from the top level, their fans, their supporters, even the guys that can't afford to go to the games, they'll buy it as a loyalty card. They want to support their team in any way. They'll buy a scarf, they'll buy a mug, but they want to buy that card, which may even have their team name on the card because it's their team, and they will spend as normal. Yeah, it's individuals.
I would say this as well. There's a lot of humanity. Yeah, I would say this as well. There's a lot of humanitarian issues that we're solving. For instance, there's a community in Australia that are common law police community, common law. And their mission is to arrest bad cops, but they haven't got prisons because obviously common law is above, you know, corporate law, you know, as you may know. So in other words, they can arrest the police, but they haven't got prisons to put them in. So they're using our system from their community to build prisons to arrest bad cops and imprison them. Now that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely wonderful. So I'll give you other examples. I mean, there's major car companies asking us to implement this system, our gateway system. We have major football clubs right now about to join our profit sharing program. This is already done. What we're saying in actual fact is that we're okay. We already have the millions and the but is everybody else okay?
In Grenada,
and that's what I'm not okay with. I can't be living this lifestyle, going down the road and seeing someone next door to me living some poorest lifestyle when they don't have to. We can do this together, guys. And how much happier would you be knowing you got money, but seeing everybody else around you really having money too and flourishing? I keep on saying to people, this racism stuff is a figment of imagination. You cannot get rid of racism. It's impossible. That's like asking a weed not to strangle a plant. You know, a flower. It's not going to happen. It's in our nature. But what we're doing is using it negatively. What the problem is classism. Because I tell you one thing, there's no nation that's more hated on this planet Earth right now than European nations, you know, Americans and so forth. But when they go places, they have privilege. Why? It can't be racism because a lot of people hate them. They go to some countries, they don't even see an American or English person there. But when you come into their shop, they bow into you. Hey, sir, what do you want? How can I help you? Because of classism. So we get ourselves in a situation where we have money, we have power. When we walk into those shops, you watch them bow. So if you don't respect us racially, you're going to damn well respect us for our finances. And that's our mission.
Wow. Yeah? No, I totally hear that. Yeah, I totally hear that. By the way, what's brought you to this point? What's your history? What's your background? What's like got this?
We're entrepreneurs by nature. We met 33 years ago. We've been together pretty much every day since we've been together. Yeah. We started off with a simple tailor shop with 2 sewing machines up in the West End. Literally, we're so broke we had to scam the bus ride sometimes just to get to the shop. And but within 3 years, it became rated top 3 in the country. We had customers like Beverly Knight, Andrew Morton, you know, the chap that wrote Lady Diana's biography, lawyers, doctors, people of high establishment. We was in a parliamentary yearbook, that big brown book you see in Parliament. That's all for traders that only the politicians use. Yeah. So that's how high we got. We had customers right around Europe. We got famous for our garment duplication service, which means we could take a suit that you've got, copy it in any fabric of your choice, and give it back to you. You know, the suit that you want. Exactly. So we got very famous for that in the newspapers. I can show you clippings. But so that's how we started out. Our second move, Yeah, as tailors, simple
tailoring,
tailors.
that was our first business together.
We were making more money than Savile Row, can assure you.
Literally.
Yeah, we were giving our staff £500 tips a week. Yeah, so we was always like this. So what was happening is now from there, we found that we couldn't get the staff we need to continue the business. It would always have to be us. So we said, no, we need something that can scale up with staff. So we decided to go into, and we wanted to start a family. So we decided to go into the property game. The kind of way I was selling properties, hear this, I will pay your deposit, I will carpet a house for you, I will give you £1,000 in your pocket. All you got to do is go in there and pay your mortgage.
And then we'd rent it out for you if you wanted to use it as a rental property. So yeah, we've always been into this profit sharing thing. We always, any business we do, we always treat our customers very fairly. So even when we had the tailoring business, we would give away free jobs for people where most other people would charge quite a bit of money to do it. But we quickly realised that we won awards for our customer service, and we quickly realized that the more you give back to your customers, the more customers you get,
which is what we're doing with Morizon.
Business,
same issue with Morizon. And and plus still make 20,000 in the process as well of selling that house that I just gave you, plus that. Yeah. Wow. So we know these routes, and and we were giving people those houses that were even on benefits.
Yeah, that would never have an opportunity.
So exactly, and we sold them like hotcakes, as you can imagine. Then obviously the government changed the housing laws, and that put a scarf to that business. So then we went back to the tailoring business for a while, became #1 in the UK again, in the town that we were in. Sorry. Was featured on shows like Dragon's Den, Come Dine With Me, and so forth. BBC kept on calling us to do shows with them. I think one show was called Marry Mum and Dad, where children set up their mum and dad's weddings and so forth, and things like that, basically. And but our heart wasn't there because we already knew the tailoring industry can't be scaled up. It was a stopgap to look for what we wanted to do. So we eventually opened up a 3,000 capacity concert venue in Milton Keynes called the Onyx. You can check it out. We spent 2 years renovating the whole building from scratch. And the day where we had our first largest event, lockdown came. You couldn't make it up, I swear to you. And so £500,000 down the drain. But we did get some good furlough money and so forth. We said, okay, let's go back to our housing and banking, because when I was doing housing, I was also doing banking. So we went back to that. We done in the bull market, in the crypto. Christ, did we made a lot of money out of that bull run. I wish lockdown didn't end. When everybody was saying end, I was like, carried on, So
we're having a great time.
There was some days it was making 200,000 in a day. It's crazy money. And it was so easy. And the only reason people missed out is because they didn't trust it once again, Right. And so obviously we said, well, this is not going to last forever. What do we do? I want to make something meaningful, and I want to make something long lasting. And we said the only thing that can do that with the amount of ideas that we have, we need a bank. We need people to trust the ideas we had. And the only way they're going to trust it is that we have a financial solution that we can show the funding mechanism behind it, which we've just demonstrated to yourself today. Everyone that uses debit cards in the countries that we've chosen will generate about £30 to £50 per month. That's on the lower end. Yeah, you have many other users that generates more. So you times that by, let's just say 1 million people. You'll talk about 30 to 50 million pounds coming in per month. What can't we build in Africa with that? With those low wages they have out there, what can't we build? When you're talking about hiring a nurse, let's say a 24-hour nurse, you're talking about paying them £60 a month. How much would you have to pay in England for that? When we're talking about, so look what your end of life will look like out in Africa compared to in the UK if you had to go into a home or a retirement home or something.
You could stay in your own home in Africa. You could stay in your own home and have someone come and look after you in your own home.
That's cool.
So it is.
Wow, guys.
And remember, even after we finish building, that money is still coming in relentlessly, because obviously you're going to be using, all the shops and stores will be using our gateway system. There'll be no cash on our developments. Everyone's going to use debit cards.
Good Lord, you built development around Morizon Visa. Everybody using Morizon Visa. I mean, there's going to be thousands of people, 1.2 million homes. There's at least 1.2 million people, one person for every house. Therefore, if all of them are using a Morizon card, it then just sort of funds itself.
That's right.
There's many funding streams. Yeah.
You cannot do this without perpetual funding. If anyone says to you they're going to take a bank loan to do this, they'll be paying that bank loan back way after. Their grandchildren will be paying it off. That's how long it will take to pay back a loan of this size. But if we build it, it means every property is unencumbered. Unencumbered meaning that we own it. We own the streets, we own the lampposts, we own everything. So therefore, once we have that, what would happen to the Morizon share price? Owning Ebony Villa shares goes up and up and up.
Here's
And who owns the shares?
Wait. This is just too amazing. Wait. I'm going to thank the radio listeners for tuning in.
I just gave the intro.
But really, you guys need to be on the platform, because when the recording stops, the conversation continues. We're talking share prices. How does the share prices work? Shams and Giggles on the radio, on YouTube, or wherever, shamsandgiggles.co.uk, shamsandgiggles@gmail.com. You can email us, do all what you want to do. But the conversation is too hot right now. They're telling me I need to wrap up the roundabout now. So the radio listeners, sorry, mate, you're gone. We're there in the conversation. We are talking things.
I want to say one last